Guys, the dawn of industrialization had quite the impact on Ghanaian cooking. I think it was quite revolutionary. Today I'm going to whip up a really quick meal. I don't know if Ghanaians have a name for it, but it makes use of canned foods like tomatoes, tomato paste, and either corned beef or canned fish. You know, the canned fish that comes in a tomato sauce, especially mackerel. We love that. So I'm going to do that today. I'm going to use canned sardines. I don't think we have mackerel in, well, I can't find the mackerel ones in Kenya, but I have sardines in a tomato sauce, a savory tomato sauce, and I love that. Gonna put in some eggs. I think the dish is going to end up looking a bit like shakshuka. I don't know if there's a connection, but it slaps good on a bed of rice. I'm gonna use a combination of olive oil and butter. This is some canned tomatoes that I used the other day. I had some left over. I actually happen to have quarter eggs and yolks lying around, but I'll also be adding whole eggs. I've got herb spices, onions, and garlic. I have good reason to believe that every Ghanaian family has a version of this. And this is how I cook when I'm cooking real quick. I just throw things in and I chop as I cook. That way it's really quick and easy. So I just started by throwing in some butter, and then I'm gonna dash in some olive oil. I mean, I bet you didn't expect that in Ghanaian cookery, but you can cook with any fat you like. This also tastes really good with palm oil. However, I want something light, quick, and easy, and palm oil can sometimes be a little bit heavy, so I am using olive oil and butter. The butter, because rice with butter is a treasure in every culture, so it's going in my dish. In fact, rice with butter was once a full meal for my kids. I'll be serving this dish with rice today, so I have my rice. And do you need a video on how to make rice? Not today. I'm just gonna soak it and wash it in a minute or two just to get the starch out and then get it on board. And actually, I guess this is a good time to introduce you to the signature foundation of all Ghanaian meals. We virtually always, almost always, but surely put in onions, ginger, tomatoes, and pepper in our sauces. Garlic, some people use it, some people don't. I love garlic, so I always use it. But those 3 or 4 things mark the foundation of most Ghanaian sauces, stews, dishes, whether they have leaves in them, whether they have palm oil in them. That is our signature. Almost like, is the term sofrito? That is our own holy grail. Onions and garlic are nicely caramelizing. So now I'm going to put in the tomato. If I was using fresh tomatoes, I would use a bit of tomato paste, but that is not necessary. You know, the canned tomato is already rich in natural tomato sauce. So I'm going to leave it at that, and then my canned sardines have quite a lot of tomato. So now's a good time to put in some herbs, and I'm going with some oregano and thyme. And I'm going to season with some salt and black pepper. Very, very simple. It's coming along really well. Just going to put on my then I get my white t-shirt wet. So now I'm going to open up the tomatoey sardines and pop them in. The tomatoes have reduced just a bit. Have a look. I'm going to pop those in and just Look at how saucy and delicious that is coming together. And now, in pure stir queen style, I am going to add my quarter eggs that are lying around. I really legit had egg yolks lying around, so I just added those and the rest of my eggs. And I remember my mom always doing this with the egg, covering them up with a little of the cooking liquid so that they could poach nicely on top, and then avoiding manipulating them too much. Whilst that is simmering away, I'm going to show you a real quick side dish idea that is 100% inspired by West African cooking, based on a dish called agushi, which is a kind of melon seed. We can't get these everywhere we are. You might find them in West African markets. Pumpkin seeds, ordinary pumpkin seeds, are a great substitute. So I'm going to just grind a handful of pumpkin seeds here, roughly a quarter cup. There are no strict measurements. You can go less or more depending on how many you're cooking for. But a quarter to a third cup is usually enough for me. Hello. I'm going to grind them in the spice grinder. And there, I gave it a quick grind. You've got your pumpkin seeds. This is what it looks like. It looks like ground pumpkin seeds. Now I'm going to add some water into it. It's going to hydrate the seeds and you're going to get a really fascinating milky mixture. I don't know how it happens, but there's something water soluble inside pumpkin seeds. So yeah, I've put some water in. I'm giving it a stir. Then I'm going to leave it for a few minutes whilst the magic happens. Just look at how this egg and canned sardine sauce is lusciously coming along. Butter rice, anyone? Soon. Until then, I'm quickly going to whip up a spinach side dish using my ground pumpkin seeds as the egusi that is going to enrich this side dish. I am normally used to agushi solidifying a little bit due to the steam, almost like the way tofu behaves, and then once it's cooked it crumbles down, but our pumpkin seed went straight into creamy scrambled action, and here is our dish, guys. Enjoy.